Well, hey there, everybody. Today, I am super pumped to present to us the SOG Tech Bowie. This is the upgraded, more modern version of the original SOG Bowie 2.0 that originally launched the SOG company that we know today back in 1986 is when the SOG company, knife company that we know, came into existence, and they started out with the SOG Bowie 2.0, and then over the years they've modified it slightly, giving us a little bit newer materials than a leather stacked handle. Now you come with a craton handle, but other than that, almost exactly the same. And I'll just give you a little bit of history about the Tech Bowie and its design, particularly this super classic, awesome Bowie, blade design. SOG stands for Studies and Observation Group, which was a special forces group in Vietnam during the Vietnam conflict that went behind enemy lines, didn't really do a lot of studying or observation, did a lot more of basically disrupting enemy lines, communications, and putting terror into the Viet Cong and the Vietnamese army, North Vietnamese army, during the 60s and into the early 70s. So they were a special forces group. They had to sanitize all their gear. In other words, they couldn't have anything that was marked with U.S.-made markings or known to be carried by U.S. military. So they had a company in Japan contract out and design a knife for them. This is the Tech Bowie and also the Bowie 2.0 blade design. They also had the Recon Bowie, which we have previously already reviewed on the channel, which is also a great knife. But this Tech Bowie and its design came from basically a hands-on description of what our special forces guys over in Vietnam wanted. So they got this kind of blade design awesome, and it lasted throughout the Vietnam War and then kind of became extinct. And then in '86, SOG picked it up and has been producing them in different forms ever since. So we're going to be looking at a field test today of this amazing full tang construction, very awesome, very capable survival / tactical blade. So let's get out there and begin a field test on this SOG Tech Bowie. All right, let's see how this SOG Tech Bowie can go ahead and go through heavy-duty nylon rope. You can see there, really nice. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay equipped, stay prepared. We'll see you out there.
Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me. Today's video is going to be about a brand new knife from Schrade, the SCHF 45, and this sucker is big. It is a big old Bowie style blade, and I'll probably do a close-up on this thing for you, but instead of the usual, let's just get up close here with it. You can see this thing's got a really sharp Bowie style point, a big belly blade, and comes on down to the same style handle as is on the SCHF 28 big chopper knife. Looks almost identical with a couple of exceptions. So let's talk about the sheath real quick so I can get it out of the way. It's got like a thermoplastic sheath with a molded belt loop, so just kind of snaps down in there. Now this thing's heavy enough, I'm sure. Well, okay, it'll probably fall out if I tried, but I'm not going to try. I don't want to stab myself in the foot. But it's got the extra Velcro tension here, got the additions to the belt loop. It's got a lot of lashing points and straps around there. One thing it doesn't have is a drain hole. I always like to see that in a solid sheath, but it is 8CR13 MOV, I believe. If I can get the specs, I'll put them on the screen. Again, this is brand new. It's not even on their website yet. I saw this at Blade Show, and folks at Schrade were kind enough to send it. I want to show you now. We're done with the sheath for a minute. Let's take a look at this thing. It looks like it's got a very sharp spine, which is good. It's got a nice finger choil here, so you can actually do some close-up work, and I like that on a bigger knife especially. A little bit of a lanyard hole here and here, so if you like the retention kind of lanyards put on here, you can do that. It's got the TPE handle scales, kind of rubbery, and then a little bit of a finger notches here. And I like this jimping. This is something new I've not seen from Schrade. It's extremely like this really fine jimping, so it actually does a really good job of getting you some purchase, but it's not quite as aggressive. Maybe, I don't know, it's pretty aggressive. They're kind of sharp, but survival's not an accident, so be prepared. See you next time.
Hey guys, I'm Andy. This is Ohio Blade and Cutlery, and today we're taking a look at the second NedFoss knife. This time, it's one is a fixed blade. So super excited about that. I did want to say they provided both of those knives free of charge to the channel, so I really appreciate the generosity and really excited to take a look at this. So this is about a 7-inch blade. You got a 5-inch handle, so it's 13 inches overall. You know, pretty large Bowie knife here. You do have a hollow grind on the blade. You do have a sawback, and that is actually really aggressive. So I'm really looking forward to checking that out because I anticipate that will do well. You got wood handles, steel bolsters, and a lanyard hole for those of you that just got to have your lanyards. And you do have a forward finger choil, so you can choke up on it, which is nice. Now the problem is with the sawback, you know, you don't have a good place for your thumb when you choke up, so you just got to grip it like that. But so stay tuned for that, and I will see you on the next one.
Hi everybody, Bob with Knives Town here. Today we're going to take a look at a knife from Bear & Son Cutlery. This is the Gold Rush Bowie. It comes in a large box like this. I mean, if you take a look at it, once you open it up, it is far from that. There you go. Look at that. That is a substantial Bowie knife. Comes with a leather sheath, packed in this velvet presentation styled case. Look at that. Okay, we'll take a quick look first at the sheath. That's just a nice tanned, very rugged sheath. It does have the Bear & Son logo embossed on it there. It does have a snap there that goes around the brass handguard. It's a dangle like that, and that does not open. You thread your belt through it. Good and thick, nicely stitched, nicely oiled. There you go. Nice sheath. Make you proud way to carry your knife. There's the knife. Wow, that thing. That's a Bowie knife. Yeah, that'll take you back to the sandbar with the Jim Bowie and Norris Wright. Anyway, I'll give you the technical specs on that. That is a 9-inch blade. It is made of Sandvik 12C27M, which is a very fine-grained kind of steel. It's very good on corrosion resistance, and it's known to take a very keen edge, so that's nice. The overall length is 14 3/4 inches, and the weight is 20.5 ounces. It's heavy, all right. It's got a solid brass handguard here, and it has, if you look on the blade here, you'll see that the hollow grind does not start until far down on the knife, so you get a lot of strength on that blade. The blade is not taken away with the grind. That's a very low grind, so you've got a lot of blade strength there. Very nice. Okay, the handle scales are made of Cocobola wood, and they are pinned on. It does have a little drop here to grab your hand, so your hand has a nice, you know, it grips into your hand real well. Obviously, it's forward heavy, as it should be, which is good for chopping. This is a wilderness knife, excellent for camping, survival, that kind of thing. Yeah, this is a knife to this is a knife to own and to pass along to someone else. It is full tang, of course, as you would expect. Completely full tang, full shape of the handle there. Very nice knife. That is the Bear & Son Gold Rush Bowie. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you again.
This is the Off-Grid Knives Caiman, named after the crocodilian animal from, I think it's down in Brazil, the Pantanal in Brazil and some other areas in South America. They are smaller crocodiles, dangerous but smaller. And if you look at them, this really audacious Bowie blade kind of echoes their overall shape. They have a bit of a long, thin snout, like this swedge kind of. At least that was the first thing I thought of when I found out that this was called the Caiman. Of course, I love this knife because of that blade. That blade is just insane. I love clip point blades, and I do love clip point blades that are extreme or different or what have you, and this nails it, man. This nails it. Something you might notice about this blade is that it's a little shorter than the knives I tend to gravitate towards. At 1, 2, 3 1/4, it's a little bit small. It's in that I only have a few knives that I really love in that size category. Like the Yojimbo is one of them. A couple others. But this knife is a big little knife, if you will, or a little big knife, however you want to put it. And it's just oozing with character. And I gotta say, for a smallish knife, it's got a bit of menace to it. I mean, who doesn't think that clip point blade is a little bit nasty looking? I mean, you know, let's be real, people. All right, so this knife, designed by Carrie over at Off Grid Knives, made by Best Tech Knives, is a super, super sweet EDC. I mean, this is set up to be an EDC blade. I think EDC is in the name. I think it's the Caiman EDC. You've seen a lot of videos about it recently because it's a newish release, and I have really fallen for it. This is a knife that I'm not going to call it an everyday carry for me, but I do bring it around with me a lot. This will find itself on my dresser at night quite a bit. This is a great after work knife in terms of like the kind of loose shorts I wear or pajamas or whatever. This goes nicely in there. But also it rides in my car a lot because it is just damn fun fidget factor. I've heard recently, you know, I used to think about fidget factor in knives, and then my testicles descended and I went through adolescence, and now I don't think about that anymore. And I think that's a funny kind of trope, but you know, we all do things subconsciously. Some people shake their knee up and down when they're sitting. Some people twirl their pencil or drum on the table or something. And then some of us play with knives when socially. Some knives are just fun to play with, and this is one of those. But besides being fun to play with, it's a really excellent knife. It's got a nice thin blade stock, and it's saber ground. It comes to a nice geometry behind the edge. Here, I have a piece of paper here. I never do cutting tests, but it cuts really nicely. I've used it, well, that last one was operator error. I have used it quite a bit on cardboard. You can see this here, and it hasn't really messed with the stone wash at all, this sort of acid stone wash. And it just cuts really nicely. And not for nothing, that point is something else. That is a nice point there. And that swedge comes all the way up to the tip and really aids in penetration. So what do we have here? We have a D2 blade, clip point very obviously, with really excellent jimping, a nice generous run of very good jimping, the kind that grips your thumb well but doesn't hurt and isn't going to shred up the fingerprints or anything. Just really good for grip, not just indexing, really good for grip. It's a flipper on bearings, and it was smooth when I got it, and then just through flipping it, it has gotten so smooth that I will frequently test to see if there's any blade play in there, because it feels almost like it's loose, but there's no detent lash, and there's no blade play or lock rock or anything. It's just that smooth. It's just so smooth. D10 blade steel. I know they cryogenically heat some of their D2 on the off-grid knives, but I think they usually say so on the blade, so I'm not sure if this is cryo treated, and frankly I couldn't tell the difference if it didn't say cryo treated. It's got the adjustment torques on the other side, so it's got a nice sort of blank show side here. This is G10, kind of like Tenacious G10, like on the Spyderco Tenacious, similar feel. You've got ambidextrous clip with the milled out pocket, which I love. It's not gonna, even if it loosens up, it's not gonna slide around on you because of that milled pocket. I hope you've enjoyed this, checking out the Caiman from Off Grid Knives. You check one out for yourself. All right, thanks.